So these are the set of commands which are specific to the kind of a Linux operating system. Okay. Example. First thing is the find command. What exactly is the find is? I just want to cross check one thing. Whatever you search it in the Windows, right? Suppose you go to the Windows anywhere, like generally you go here and search for some file or directory, whatever. You type some character over there, a string, and that search for the files if it is there. Okay. So can you tell me one thing? Is it a file pattern search or is it a content search? Can anyone reply? Is it a file search or a content search?
It's a file name search.
It's a file name search. So, okay. So, is there any way we can search based on the content in Windows operating system?
Yeah, I think yes.
How?
The strings, quoted strings in the find file name, and then look for a specific thing.
You meant to say like I have a file called scm something here. Okay, demo. So, then you want me to provide something like this? Okay. After that.
Oh, in Windows, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking, see, from yesterday itself, I'm comparing everything with Windows because most of the people are familiar with the Windows operating system. So my intention is to do all tasks what you do in Windows and same thing in the Linux. So it is easy for learn any operating system if you compare it like this. Okay. So the thing is, in Windows, you can do only the file name based search, okay, or directory name based search, but you cannot do content based search. But in Linux, right, okay, you can do both. Okay, the command find is equivalent of file name search what you do in the Windows. Okay, now you look at this. I don't have any files here. Let me switch it to root user. Okay, I have a root access event. So su is a command to switch user to any user. So right now I have an admin access. So I'm switching to the root user. Root and red hat is the password. Now look at this. I have some set of files and all here. Okay, I wanted to search for a file called hello.txt in this one. Okay, find and where exactly you want to search. You need to provide the path. It's a dot nothing but current directory. Hyphen name is a keyword. For that I need to provide the name. Okay, I want to search for the file name called hello.txt. Look at this, it is trying to search hello.txt in the current directory and it found one instance hello.txt and it is still searching it. Okay, so it will print you the absolute path from where you are searching it. Okay, so that's what the find command. There is only one file is there hello.txt in the current directory. Okay, the current directory is the root. Suppose somebody may ask you, I want the list of files with starts with hello, hell. Okay, so there is no file because you cannot search find straightforward like HCL something like this. Okay, so it will not it will search only for HCL file. There's no HCL file here. But in Windows, right, if you type something like if I type SCM a character, okay, 3 words something, it does a kind of a pattern search, okay, where it automatically recognizes these 3 characters in the list of files. If it appears, it will displace it. So if you want to do that kind of a search, right, you have to make use of the wildcard character. Okay, so example star is a wildcard character. So if you make use of a star, right, star represents after HCL it can be anything. Okay, so find all those files. So whenever you are making wildcard characters, please make sure you keep that keyword, I mean the string, in the double quotes. Now look at this, all these files which will be having HCL for sure. If you want, you can check it out, HCL, okay, and every file. So this is a kind of wildcard search, right? So and if you want something like I wanted to search for the files, okay, which the files which end with text. In other words, I wanted to know all the text files. Simple question. So you can just do this kind of pattern search. So these are all the text files you have it. Okay, nothing but the file name can be anything, but extension should be .txt. So this is how the find will be useful for you in your day-to-day life. Like sometimes somebody may ask you, could you please fetch all .out files? Okay, like in the current directory or some remote directory. So you can make use of this command. Okay, find is not only having this kind of search, it is also having something like size based, okay, and also like it is having time based. Okay, like I wanted to know the list of files which are modified 10 minutes before, something like this. Okay, and 10 minutes, it's min guys, not time. Okay, 10 minutes before you use min. Okay, and I want the files which are modified 10 days. Okay, if it is a days, you make use of the time. Okay, so find has many options like this. So it's not about the find. Every command in the Linux have a multiple number of options. So if you wanted to know all these options, there is a nice help command is there. In Windows, how you have a command help, similarly in Linux the help command is called a man command. Okay, so make use of a man and run the man and the command name. That will give you the entire documentation of your particular command, and you can search for like what is hyphen name. So you can see this we use the hyphen m, right? So nothing but the pattern actually. Okay. Similarly, m time. So I told you right, time. N is nothing but the value. Okay. How many days? N nothing but number of days. Okay. Is it 1 day, 2 day, 3 days? So you will get the data. So you have n number of options. So we know to go to each and every option. Only thing is based on your requirement. Okay. You look into the documentation and you make use of the required pattern. Okay. So it's pretty simple. You know to Google, or do anything else, you can just directly find with the man command. Okay. You just go through the documentation. But most of the time we use the hyphen name to find the files and all. Okay. So that's about the find command. Now similarly, there's one more command is a grep. Okay. Now I wanted to give the differentiation between the grep and the find. So the Windows will allow you to search file name searching. Okay. There is no way called content searching and all, but you can perform in Windows content searching even. I can show you that make use of some editors called edit plus plus. You make use of this edit plus plus itself. If you want to search for that, do the control F. Only thing is find in files and you choose the directory. So in the current directory or some directory. Okay. So I wanted to search in the E drive. Okay. Some and scripts directory, and I want to search for something target something. Okay. Target is the what exactly the string in search in this directory. Now where is it? Find in files. Yeah. Find in the current document. Find in all open documents. There might be a way, guys. Somewhere I can find it. Yeah. So can you see this? It is a content search. Okay. So this mav and mydoc is there. Format external. So these are all the files. The pattern is there. So this is kind of pattern search. Where example how your Google is searching. Okay. You give a keyword, it just searches in every website and also something like that. Okay. So same thing. How do you do it in the Linux? Okay. So to do the pattern search, there is a command available grep. Using grep, you can search the pattern. Okay. Now look at this. I have install.log, or let's say yesterday we written some file called hello.txt, cat hello.txt. Nothing is there. Cat hello.txt. Any file. Yeah, look at this, all commands.txt. So some file is there like all commands.txt. Okay. Now what I want to do it in this output, right? I want to find for hello.txt. Okay. So what you can do grep. Okay. I want to find for hello in the all commands.txt. Look at this. It is printing each and every line which has hello pattern. Can you see all these lines where it has a hello? And look at this line. This line has a hello. So grep is a command which will search for a pattern in a given file. Then you might be thinking, I don't know the file name exactly. There might be any file. So if you wanted to find in all the files, you make use of a wildcard character called hashtag, okay, which represents search it in each and every file. So look at this. It is searching in all the files. So right now only this file contains the hello. Okay, it is not there in any other file. So you can search, okay, in each and every file, or I want to search only in the .txt file, something like this. Okay, so you can search it in only the .txt file. That is also possible. Okay, now this search is doing only within the current directory. Now look at this, mkdir abc. ABC seems to be already there. You go into the ABC and open a file called a.txt and say hello, hi, something I wrote over here. Okay, so now come back to the home. Now you search using grep. It is printing all commands.txt, but actually it is not printing the a.txt because a.txt is within the ABC directory. Nothing but grep command, a plain grep command will work only within the directory. Okay, it will not search it in the subdirectory. Something like you search it in the E drive in the your Windows operating system, right? So if there are some directories in the E drive, it will not go inside the directories and search for the pattern. Okay, so to search it in each and every directory, you can make use of an option called -r. -r is an option where grep command will search for a given pattern in each and every subdirectory by digging into all the subdirectories, not only one level, multiple levels. Okay, so look at this. Can you see a.txt anywhere? It's not there. Okay, I understand the issue. The problem here is it is stopping at directories actually. If it finds any directory, it is stopping it. Now we'll do one thing. We will go into the ABC. have a.txt, I'll create one more directory called like hh, go into the hh and say like, hi.txt and say hello. Okay, fine. Now you try to run. It is showing in the current directory. Okay, star.txt. Just say star. Okay, hello. And is it not searching inside the directory? Cat. Okay, we are there inside the hh. So do it from here. Look at this. -r is searching inside hh's directory. Okay, so if you don't provide -r, see the difference. It searches only the current directory. So you can see only a.txt. If you try to give -r option, it searches inside the directory seal. Okay, so that's a -r option. Now somebody may ask you, could you please provide even the line number where exactly the pattern is there? Okay, so -n is an option. Using this, you can find the line number. Can you have a look at this? After the colon, you see line number 1 and line number 1. In both the files, the hello is there in the first line. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll try to change something like, a.txt. I would say, so I moved the hello into second line. Okay, now you run this. Can you see here's two? Nothing but the hello is there in the second line, something like that. So this is another option. Now somebody may ask you, could you please search for hello, which is a small letter. Okay, nothing but this command is a case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense it will exactly matches for the word. It cannot match like caps letters or small letters. Okay, so now I have a requirement to search for a pattern which can be there in any case, caps case or small case. Okay, so to avoid the case, okay, so you can make use of an option called -i. -i nothing but ignore case sensitivity. So now you look at this, it is showing output now. Nothing but you search capital or small whatever, okay, it tries to print the output. Okay, now, and somebody may ask you, could you please print all the files and pattern lines which doesn't contain hello? Nothing but reverse of file searching. See, I'm searching for a pattern except lines which has that pattern. Remaining things you just need to print it. So now look at this. Except hello, everything it is printing. Okay, all of them are printing. So that's a -v option. Okay, vice versa type. So these are the most important option which you'll be using it quite frequently. Okay, but don't think like grep is having only these 4. It has many, and if you want to know about them, again, man. That's it. Okay, you go to the documentation if you get a chance to look into the multiple option. Right, I was just giving the important option which we used in our day-to-day life. Look for the other things. Okay, curt, wc and all. Okay, let me explain the wc first. Now look at a.txt. You have some code here, right? Okay, now somebody may ask you, could you please print the number of lines, the number of words, okay, in this file? So you can easily count how many lines are there. 1 2 3 4. Okay, some 4 lines. How many words? 1 2 3 4. 4 words. Okay, so how many characters? So it's little tough. So for such a small file, you're facing difficulty in finding all this thing. Think about a file having 15,000 lines. Okay, so it's too tough to count all of them. So for that, you have a nice command available in the Linux, wc, which also called word count. Okay, that will give you the entire metrics of your file, how many lines are there, how many words are there, how many characters. Okay, if you want, you can count it. And just check it out. I'll make one more word. Okay, now see the number of words become 5 because it separates based on the space. Okay, and line separates based on the new line character, and characters as well, it will count everything, right? Suppose somebody may ask you to print only the characters, -c. Okay, c nothing but print only characters, 21 characters. -l for print only lines. Okay, -word, w for only the word. So this is another important command which we'll be using in whenever you get some requirement to make some one-liners to fetch the required data. Okay, I'll give you some good use cases where you'll be using all these commands. Okay, for right now, just try to understand wc is a command where it can give you the number of lines, number of words, number of characters. That's it. Okay, so there is another command is there, cut command. Okay, so if you remember yesterday's session, I talked about head, tail and all. Okay, so there is a you go to the home location, there is a file called install.log. This is such a big file. Somebody may ask you to print only the first 10 lines. You can say head install.log 10 lines. Okay, and last 10 lines tail install.log. This you know it anyway. Yesterday we have gone through it, right? So now somebody may ask you a question. Could you please print, okay, a first column of a file? Assume like I have a file like this, okay? So table, I have something like this: serial number, name, department, okay, one, John, Mac, two, Charlie, CSC, three, Raj, okay. I have some small file with this data. Okay. Now cat table. Okay. Now if somebody asks you a question to fetch only the first column. Okay. So the commands which you learn as of now may not be helpful to fetch the column wise data. Okay. You can fetch the row wise, but you cannot fetch the column wise. So there is a command available cut. Using this, okay, you can fetch column wise data like cut minus f1, okay, and you provide the file name table. F1 nothing but fetch the first column, okay. So similarly F2 nothing but fetch the second column, okay. F3 nothing but fetch the third column. So somebody may ask you fetch from first to 1 to 2 columns. See, there are only 2 columns, we can give 1 comma 2 even. This is also correct. But tomorrow if you have a 20 columns, somebody may ask you 5 to 12 columns. So you can give a range like this, 1 to 2, okay, or 1 to 3, something like this. So it will print all the columns between the source and destination, like 1 and 3. So all of that it will print it. So this is how you can fetch it. But the thing is, with the help of this command, right, you can fetch the data. Assume your table. See, if you look at this is a tab space. Okay, so a tab space is the default separator. Now, assume instead of tab space, okay, if it is separated with some space, not a tab space, just a space. Done? Okay. Now let's see how whether it will fetch it or not. Okay. Let's see first column. So look at this. It is not fetching the first column. This is absolutely wrong. So this command is not behaving in a original way when the separators become a space. Okay. So you may get a chance to fetch the first column, not a space separated, tomorrow comma separated, semicolon separated. So it is not useful if it is only work for the tab space. So to avoid that, the cut is also having one more option called -d, which is also called delimiter. Okay, so you need to provide what is your separator. Is it a space? Is it a comma? Okay, is it a full stop? Whatever. So right now in my scenario it is a space. That's it. Now it is fetching the first columns and second. Rest of thing is same, fetching them. Okay, so if you don't have if you have a tab as a separator, you know to make use of a -d. If you have any other separator, you make use of -. Okay, so yeah. Anyone have any questions? You can stop me if you didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, actually, these things are you learn much better when you're working actually rather than seeing. To be honest.
That's true. You are absolutely correct. It's a kind of a refreshment. It hardly takes
Yes.
another half an hour. We'll be finishing it. Okay. I don't spend much time on this actually. These things you learn
Yeah,
much.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to stop teaching all of this, but I'm just saying if you
Yeah,
have much more practice and when you're working, it's much easier. You learn much faster as well.
that's true. You're absolutely correct. Okay. But for a layman, right, if they don't even
Yes.
know all this command, it will be really helpful for them. Okay. The guys who know it, it will be kind of refreshing. That's it. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. Now, similarly, there is one more option to fetch the column wise. Sorry, character wise. Okay. So somebody may ask you to pull only the first character from the given file. So C1. Okay. C is nothing but character. It's kind of a self-explanatory. It will give second character. Okay. Something third character. So it will give you the character wise. There is no separator for the when you choose an option called -c. Okay. So C will give you kind of character wise data. So -c, -d, -m. These are the important options to fetch the data from the given file. Okay. So that's about the cut. And what is the other one? Unique. Okay. Let me talk about unique. So what exactly unique is? Let me try to create one more file called uu.txt, some file. Hello, cm, bcm, 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 tab, tab. Okay. Cat ui. So you have some file like this. if somebody may ask you, could you please eliminate the duplicate lines? Okay, so to eliminate the duplicate lines or give the uniqueness of this file, you can make use of a command called unique. Okay, that will automatically eliminate the duplicate lines and gives you the data like this. Okay, but the problem with the unique is, suppose, okay, if you have the data like this, after BCF some hi, hello, Kushi. Look at this. This file still has duplicates, but when I say unique, okay, it's not eliminated. The reason it is, the unique will work only when the lines or the strings, if they are in a consequent sequence way. Okay, if they are in something like different, I mean there is some separator like this, right? So the unique may not work actually. So that's about the unique, guys. Okay, and unique has one more good option. Somebody may ask you to provide only the duplicate lines. Okay, there is no duplicate lines here because it is not able to eliminate the lines because there is a separator came in between them. Okay, now let me make them into the disorder vi u.txt. Okay, delete this line and delete this line. Okay, now there is a BCM duplicate line is there. Now if you make use of hyphen D, you can find which is a duplicate line. BCM is a duplicate line. So this is one good option of here. Okay, so similarly, there is one more good command is a sort. Sort is a self-explanatory. It's a kind of sorting in a forward and reverse order, like ascending or descending order. So how a sort command will work on a file. Okay, take a file like some file.txt. Okay, so which has 5 1 8 hello hi abc xyd, something like percentile, a new line, a dollar. Okay, so this is what my file, guys. Okay, so cat file.txt. Look at this file. If somebody asks you to could you please sort out this file? Okay, so we can make use of a command called sort and give the file name, and look at this. This is in a sorted order. If you want, you can cross check it. See, all the special characters and the numerics will always come first because this sorting backend algorithm is, it's used as the ASCII characters. Okay, see, ANSI standard ASCII characters are there for every key in the keyboard. So you have almost it's not almost, you have 255 keys in your keyboard. Okay, so every key will be having a one ASCII value. Okay, so if you want, you can Google it for small a to small z, similarly capital A to capital Z, and 0 to 9. Okay, we have the ASCII value. So for 0 to 9, I think it starts from 40 to 49. Okay, and this is capital Z. I think it is from 95 to something like add 27 characters, 117 something, 92 to 115. Okay, and the small is from 65 to 91 something. Okay, you can find exact thing. You just Google it, you can find a big chart. Okay, so look at the numbers and special characters from 1 to 40, you can find it. Okay, all special. Look at this, the numbers, the special characters are coming first because they have a least ASCII value. Okay, then the numerics, can you see 40 to 49? Okay, then the alphabet, so capital A. Okay, then can you see A and H? Okay, in case if the first character is matching in two lines, right, it checks for the second character. Which one will come first, E or I? Of course it will be E. So the hello is coming first. Similarly, X, Y, Z. So this is how the sort command will work in the backend. Okay, so same sort command is an option called -r, which will just do the vice versa, reverse sorting. That's it. Okay, a descending order. Okay. So that's called a sort command. And yeah, there is two more commands are there, set and off. Okay, so let me explain you what is set and off. So if you remember the VA editor, okay, table. So I want to find replace, okay, space with something, percentile s. If you remember yesterday's VA editor session, a space with something like a comma, okay, GC. So this is how you can replace it everywhere. Wherever space is there, you can do with the something like that. So similarly, somebody may ask you, could you please find replace, okay, a keyword in a given file without opening any VA editor. Okay, so without opening VA editor, how do you find replace? So to do the find replace, there is a command available called set. Using set, you can find replace, okay, any string in a given file. So this is what the syntax is. In single quotes, put -s, nothing but string, and what do you want to find? I want to find for comma, and I want to replace with like percentile like this, okay, and G nothing but global, and which file table. Look at this, and wherever comma is there, can you see it is replaced with the percentile? Okay, without opening the file I could able to like replace it, okay, but now if you try to see the file content, it is still having the comma. The reason it is, it replaced and showing on the console the output, okay, the console output looks good, but when I see the file content, it's again having the word. The reason it is, the set command by default it will not save the file one after replace, it will just show you the content on the console. In case if you're happy with the replace string and you want to save the content with the output whatever you see it, okay, you have to make use of an option called -I. This represents I mean it's not about like only find replacing, even save those changes. Okay, now look at this, it is not showing anything on the console, but actually it is replaced. If you want, you can see this table. Can you see it is saved now? You can see the percentage. Okay, so this is how the set command will work. Set is not only for one file. See, you might be thinking I can do the same thing in a V8 also, right, by opening. But the thing is, set we mostly use it to do the find replace in multiple files at a time. So when it comes to multiple files from the, you provide a hash tag. Okay. Now if you look at the hash tag is nothing but in the current directory, whichever the file is having comma, that will automatically replace with the percentile. Okay, so let me see, I have any other file here. Yeah, I have some file called a.txt. Okay, so let me open a.txt. I'll put some comma here and another comma here. Okay, now look at this set command. Okay, I'm not saving it yet because I want to see the content. See, wherever comma is, there is a comma and replace with the percentile. There is a comma replace with the percentile. So it is replacing it, right? So if you want to save those changes, it's pretty simple. Now you do the cat a.txt. Can you see this? The comma has become percentile. Okay, so I just changed the one character, but instead of a character, you can find replace even a string. Instead of comma, you put hello or whatever. Okay, so that's how the set will work. Okay, again, set has many options. As you get the use cases, based on them, you can search it in the Google or you can do the man set. Okay, you can find different options and you can use it. But try to understand what is the main purpose of set. It's for the find replace. Okay. Now similarly, there is one more good command, is a awk. Okay, so awk is a command. The abbreviation of awk is Aho Weinberg Kernighan. Okay, three guys together they developed it. Okay, Aho Weinberg, okay, and Kernighan. Kernighan is a guy who is a part of the Unix operating system, one of the author. Okay, like Dennis Ritchie and Kernighan. Right, so these guys developed this command, and this awk is a kind of a mini shell. You can do many things. Okay, let's not dig into in detail of the awk. I'll just show you what exactly the awk in a brief. So awk is a command which will format the data and shows you the output. Okay, as per your wish, you can format your data. Example, look at the cut command -f1 table. Okay, so it is not showing the required data. Okay, you make use of a percentile as a separator and showing the F1. Now somebody will ask you, could you please print, okay, a file F1 comma 2 comma 3. It is printing with the percentile. Instead of a percentile, could you please put an arrow in between instead of percentile? Okay, so how do I do that? So to do this kind of data formation, okay, you can make use of the awk command. Look at this awk, and you want to provide the field separator, just like a hyphen D in the cut. It is a hyphen F. It's called the field separator. Okay, percentile print $1. There it is a F1 F2. Here it is a $1 $2. Okay, so look, okay, you need to provide the file name, guys, table. So you got the first column. Okay, similarly if you want a second column. Okay, but now the specialty of this command is you can put whatever you wanted in between these two columns, and that can be inserted here. Okay, you can format the data whatever the way you want it. Okay, you can insert the things here. Now I wanted to put the third column even. Okay, like this $3. Okay, so this will format your output data, right? So I mean, this is the main purpose of it. Sometimes you may want to format the file and give you the certain type of output, right? Now it has few more good options. Okay, so like NF. What do you mean by NF is this will print the number of fields in each row. Okay, you look at the cat of table. How many rows are how many columns are there? Fields, nothing but there are 3 fields are there. Okay, so assume the table is having one more field in the first column. Okay. okay, percentage high. Okay, now you try to run. Can you see the first row? It is showing 4. Nothing but there are 4 fields are there. So NF represents the number of fields. Similarly, there is one more important parameter is the NR. NR nothing but the number of rows. Each row numbers. Okay, first row, second row, third row, fourth row. Okay. Now, if you get a question like somebody may ask you, could you please print the last column of a file? You say cat table. So if somebody asks you to print the last column, what you will do, you look at the file and you see what is the last column, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so you look at the 4 and you say cut minus F4. But the thing is, when you say F4, right, it will print only the high, but it will not print the mech CSCIT. Okay, because those are the third columns of that particular line. Okay, I cannot get the right value there. So if you want those kind of data, exact last column, the last column can be fourth field, third field, or second field, doesn't matter. Okay, so if you want to print a last column of a file, okay, so you know NF, right? Okay, 4333. So it's pretty simple. In front of NF you put a dollar, right? Okay, $4. What do you mean by $4? Fourth column. $3, third column. So you can see that like this, right? Similarly, somebody may ask you like, could you please print last before one column? Okay, instead of last column, last before one. It's simple again, -1. Okay, that will become your last before one. Okay, so these kind of like things you can do with the awk command, guys. But there are many other. This is what like we regularly used to like field separate and do the data formatting with the awk. Okay, so these are the few important commands which we will be using in our day-to-day life. Okay, so apart from this, there are some special operators are there. Okay, like these are the operators: redirection operator, appending operator, pipe operator. Okay, so these three operators quite frequently we use it in between the Linux command. Okay, so let me explain you what exactly these are. What is ls command? Ls is a command which will print the things, all the list of files are in the current console output. Okay, see, I ran something like cat table. So you see some output here, right? See, whatever you see it in the console, that you call the console output. Okay, so console output, you can view it on the terminal and you can see it. Now somebody may ask you, asking a question, I don't want to see the console output here. Could you please write that console output in a file and give me a file? Okay, so write in the console output nothing but whatever you see it here, I want to type this into the file. So in order to type it, you can make use of a redirection operator like this. Okay, so ls and make use of this operator and redirect to a file, any file. You can give some name like k.txt. Okay, or say like route.txt, some name. Okay, now look at this. Ls actually executed. The output it is not showing here because the output has been redirected to the route.txt file. If you want, you can cross check it again. Ls minus l. Can you see route.txt and try to cat it, and you can find exactly the all the list of files and all what ls command will give it. Okay, so similarly, it's not only about the ls command. You can run anything. Okay, I wanted to find for like the list of text files in the current directory. Okay, so star.txt. Can you see this is all the console output, right? Now I don't want this output on the console. I want to route it to route.txt. Now look at this route.txt. It has this content. What are the console output? Okay, so this is called a redirection operator. Okay, so it is a redirection operator. The console output will be redirected to a file. Okay, now similarly, there is one more command is there, one more operator which is a appending operator. Now look at this. What do you mean by appending is earlier command is overwriting the your existing data, but this command, this appending operator, it will not overwrite, it will just append the data to your existing file. Okay, it just appends it, that's it. Okay, now if you run one more time and again appends it, so it will keep on increasing. That's only the difference, nothing else. Okay, and there's one more operator called pipe operators. Okay, what exactly the pipe is? It is something like this. Okay, pipe is you call it the pipe operator. The use case is going to be like this. When you run a command one, okay, the output of command one as a given as an input to the second command. Okay, so nothing but the output of the first command given as a input to the second command. Okay, so I'll explain in detail the command. Now look at this. ls. Can you see the output something over here? Some files and all. Now somebody may ask you a question. Could you please print the number of lines, the number of words or number of characters in this output. Okay, it's tough to know it, but I can easily do it WC. What do you mean by this is, see, ls will print some console output, right? Okay, command is the command 1 output given as input to your command 2. So WC needs some file. Okay, here I'm not giving any file. Instead, I'm giving the console output, okay, as a data to the WC command. So what is the console output? This is what the output, okay, and this output, the number of lines, number of words, number of factors are the 77753. Okay, so in these kind of scenarios you can make use of the pipe operator. It's not only that, I can give you one more good use case. Okay, so if you remember the cat a.txt, okay, not this cat u.txt. Okay, yeah, look at this cat u.txt. Can you find some duplicate lines here? Okay, now let's see this u.txt. After BCM you say SCM and you say QA. Okay, now cat uu, this is what the file, and unique, okay, uu.txt. Look at this, it is not eliminating anything. The reason it is, those are not in the sequence actually. Okay, now I have an idea here. Okay, by making use of a pipe operator, I can remove the duplicate lines here. Okay, because I know few commands, those commands I can apply in a smart way to eliminate the duplicates. Okay, see, you remember sort command which you discussed just now. What exactly sort will do it? Sort u.txt. It will sort entire data and keeps in ascending or descending order. When the data is sorted, can you see things are coming together? DCM, QA, SCM, right? So when things come together, right, on top of this output, I'll do the pipe unique. Now look at this, it is eliminating the data. So this is how you need to apply the command. This is one of the good use case. Okay, see, commands individually, no use case, there is a use, but you don't find a proper utilization of it. Okay, but when you combine the commands with a kind of a operator like pipe operator and all, right, they will give you nice solutions to you. Okay, this is one more use case. I can give you one more use case then. Okay, somebody may ask you a question where cat table. Okay, see how many lines are there? Maybe 4 lines. Okay, if somebody asks you a question like, could you please print only the third line of this file? Listen my question properly. Print only the third line of the file. So how do you print the third line? Okay, see, I know how to fetch a column wise. Okay, I know how to fetch row wise. But if I say head -3, you can remember head command, head -3 table. Can you see this? You can print 1, 2, 3, but not exactly the third line. Okay, so but I have an idea. See, I'll fetch 1, 2, 3. I'll do the pipe. I know the tail command. Tail -1 nothing, but whatever the output is there, that output last line is going to be the third line of the original file. Can you see? This 2% Charlie is going to be the third line of the original file. That's it. Okay. So this is how you can apply this. And somebody may ask you a question: how many characters are there in the third line of this file? Okay. You listen my question properly. How many characters are there in the third line of this file? See, I know how to fetch the third line. Okay, now on top of it I can do the WC -C. This will give you the number of characters. So pipe is not limited to one command to other command. See, pipe is see, you can make use of the pipe again for command 3. Now what happened for command 3, right? The output of the command 2 as given as the input to the command 3. Okay, and similarly command 4. So it's never ending until you get a proper solution. So you can make use of the n number of commands with the pipe operator. Okay, the concept is same. The previous command output, console output, will be given as a input to the next command. Okay, and these kind of commands, okay, in Linux or Unix we call it as the one-liners. Okay, remember, people may ask you, did you ever wrote any one-liners? Okay, one-liner is a smart way of writing the commands to fetch the required data. Okay, one-liner is nothing but if you make use of multiple commands together, okay, those you call the one-liners. Okay, so these are few use cases I explained, but in real time you may find n number of use cases, guys. Okay, so you should be able to apply all your commands in a smart way to get your required output. Okay, so that's about the few special operators. Okay, now let's see the rest of commands. Okay, let me talk about few system commands. Okay, so now let's come back to our Windows world. Now somebody will ask you a question could you please, okay, my VMware hanged or my GoToMeeting hanged, my putty hanged, okay? So I want to close it. It's not closing when I close it. So what you will do generally, you go to Task Manager, okay, and you look at the processes, okay, and you click on that and you will be end process. So you know the procedure how to do it here. Now something happened in the Linux, okay, similar kind of activity which you are supposed to do it. How do I know the list of process running in the Linux machine? There is a command available called ps command, okay. If you provide -af, that will give you in details of the all the process running in the background, okay. See, there are all the process running in the background right now, okay. So I'll explain this table properly. You go to the top where you run the command. So it has some columns, guys. I'll explain the important columns. These columns will give you the an idea about, like, what exactly the process running, what is their names, what is the PID and all. Okay. The same column you can find even in the task manager. I can compare with this. Okay. Look at this. The name, PID, who started, what is the CPU utilization, what is the memory, something like this, right? So there are many columns are there. You are seeing only few, but if you go to the select columns, these are all there, but actually these are disabled in the Windows, okay. So for a process you have many things, okay, even in the Windows, but important things they are showing it. So here, when it comes to the processes, okay, the first column represents UID, nothing but user ID, who triggered the process, okay. So the process name is init, okay. So the first process when you boot your machine, when you switch on, okay, so that will be having the process ID of 1, okay, and PID nothing but a unique identifier of a process, okay. So unique nothing but if you one process is shown here, right, you look at the entire data, you cannot find one again anywhere. Same thing like two. So it's a unique identification number for the process, okay. And every process will be having a parent actually, okay. So because every process is forked from some other process, okay. When it is forked from some other process, nothing but that will be called as a parent actually. So TPID nothing but parent process ID. So when you boot it, right, okay, it's a 0, okay, there's nothing is running, that's a parent for your boot process which is init, okay. Now look at the list of other process, second, third process, its parent is what, 1, nothing but the init process as a parent, it forked many child process, okay. Guys, these are all the OS process actually, okay. So it forked second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and when it comes to ninth, right, look at this, ninth process forked by 7, okay. So this is a big chain and you can find hundreds and thousands of processes, like, fork from each and everything, okay. And let me tell you one more thing, the terminal which you are accessing right now, even this is also a process, okay. So there is some SSH server is running over there and that is exposing this terminal, otherwise you cannot access even this terminal. And look at this bash terminal, can you see this bash here? Yeah, bash, okay, this is what the bash, okay. So this is what your terminal, the bash terminal is you are accessing, and you ran a command, right, to see this output, even that also a process. Can you see ps-ef, okay. And what is the process ID? 26799, okay. And where did you run this command? On terminal, right? Terminal also will be having a process. What is it? Bash. Can you see 26435 and 26435? Because this process for the ps-ef, okay, and its parent will be this one, okay. So it's a chain of processes in operating system, and same thing in the Windows unit. We might be not looked into in this detail, but this is how the any OS will work. Now, why I explained all these things is, if you wanted to, like, kill a process, okay, how do you kill it in the Windows? You go there and you do the task manager end task, okay. So similarly in Linux, right, to kill a process, there is a command available called kill, okay. ps-af is one command and kill is another command. So kill is to kill the process. Now you might be thinking, how do I kill? I need to give some number to, right? So you have to provide a process ID, guys, PID, okay. So let me try to kill a process, okay. See, there are all important processes running here. I cannot kill any of the process, because if I kill any OS process, this will be terminated actually. I have to reboot my machine. So instead of what I will do, there is a nice command, just sleep. The meaning itself is there, sleep 4. Sleep 4, nothing but 4 seconds it will just sleep, don't do anything else, that's all, okay. Now 4 seconds finish, it came on. So if I say 40 seconds it will be sleeping it. Now what I can do, there is a really good command is there. If something is running in the foreground nothing but you can see the things, I want to send this to background, you can run a command called Ctrl-Z and do the BG. This will send the command to the backend, okay. Now it is running, the sleep is running in the backend. Now if you want to see the backend process, run the ps-ef command. Can you see sleep is running over here, okay. So this is running in the backend now, okay. Now I'm fed up with this process, I want to kill it. Okay, so if you want to kill this sleep process, you select what is the PID 26839, kill, and do this. Look at this, it is terminated. Okay, can you see this? Terminated. So while it is sleeping, I'm terminated. See why I'm using sleep is there are all important processes running. I don't want to disturb them. So in reality, some process is running. Okay, so you can kill that with the help of the PID. Okay, that's called the kill command. And sometimes what happens, few processes will not kill the help of kill. For that, you have to make use of a -9. -9 is an option called for force kill. Okay, so right now it will kill automatically. Okay, and make sure guys you are not killing any process which is started by root, because you cannot kill a root process ID. If you want, you can try it out. Kill with a force kill event -9. Okay, and take this your SU root something. Okay, does it kill it? Okay, guys, SU read is a command which you only did it. Okay, as admin you went into the root, right? Okay, because you are a root, you can kill it. Now you are a prime user. Okay, as a prime user, let's try to kill something. Okay, with root user. Now there is a genome terminal is there. Okay, kill. Can you see this operation not permitted? Okay, even you cannot do the force kill because you are a normal user. You cannot do anything, but a root user can do anything. He can kill even the voice process and normal user process. Earlier you are with the root guys. I didn't observe that. See, can you see? Earlier you are with the root. Now you become a prime user. Okay. The normal user cannot kill it, but a root user can do anything. Okay. So that's about the PS and kill commands. Okay. Some few systems. So similarly, we have one more command called yeah, disk commands. Okay. Disk usage commands. Disk utilities. Okay, so what is disk utility? If somebody may ask you a question to like, could you please let me know the what is the free space in your C drive, D drive, you can easily look into the things and you can tell them like, this is what the free space and available and all. But how do you explain the free and available space in the your Linux machine? Okay, df minus h, disk free space. So this will talk about like, the entire space of your machine. I told you Linux file system root will start with slash. There is no drive concepts and all. Okay, you'll be having only one drive, which is a mounted drive slash. So whatever you see it here, total size is 70 GB, used is 7.2 GB, available is 8.6, and usage is 46. Nothing but how much percentage you are using. Okay, 7.2 GB in 17 GB is going to be 46 only. Guys, whenever somebody asks you a question, tell these metrics. Okay, don't look at the last three lines. Okay, these last three lines are some sort of a dedicated spaces for the OS level directories. Boot is a directory which has a dedicated 965 MB, and among them 25 MB used. Okay, and let me tell you one more thing, all these three lines data is part of your root only actually. If you want, you can see root and boot, nothing but this boot, dev, var and all part of this. So if anybody asks you a question, you have to look at this output and tell them the answer. Now somebody asked me a question, no, I was really confused with this command, could you please refine it again? Okay, so I can refine like this, head -2, okay, and tail -1. Can you see this? I'm fetching the data. Now among this, I want only the usage. Okay, 46%. So 46% is which column? See, I can see treat it like a table now. Okay, I want to fetch only that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now look at this. Awk. Okay, print $5. Can you see 46%? So these kind of commands, right? Okay, you will be, I mean, these you call it the one-liner based on the client requirements or your requirement only. You can like, write in a one-liner and you can fetch the data. Okay, so it depends on your requirement. Okay, so I got a requirement to like, fetch only this one. So how do you fetch it? Okay, so I used all these things. I know head, I know tail, okay, I know all. Okay, with the help of all these commands, I fetch the data. Okay, so this is about the df command. Similarly, somebody may ask you a question. See, now in my C drive, so much of data is like there. Okay, I want to clean up the data. Okay, if you want to clean up the data, generally like, how do you clean up? Okay, our nature is to like, find biggest file which is taking more memory. Okay, so what I will do, I'll go to download somewhere. Okay, I'll search based on the size and I can see the size. Okay, these things are taking more size. Okay, now what I can do it, let me delete those files first. Okay, and then think about the smaller one. So how do you know the file size? So du minus sh, okay, and a.txt some file. Okay, you have anything here? I don't think you have anything. switch it to root, guys. Root has some files, okay? Red Hat. Now du minus sh install.log. Look at this, 68 KB is the size of this file, okay? So this is for the one file. Now I want for all the files, du minus s star. So you can get each and every file and directory, all the data, okay? Its size in KBs and MBs, everything it is. So it's calculating actually, it's taking more time because it need to fetch the data for all of them. So this is how you can get the data. So once you have the data, right, you can choose the biggest file. This is 224 MB, very huge, okay? Let's see the any GBs. If something is GBs, we can delete that one, okay? I don't see anything in GBs, I see most of them in MBs only. So I can clean up them, okay? So this is how you can find 306 MB one, okay? So this is how you can find the biggest file or smallest file and the size of the file especially, okay? The command is a du minus sh, okay? So disk utilities are df minus sh and du minus sh, okay? Now similarly, there's somebody may ask you a question like, could you please show the performance of your machine, okay? So how do you see the performance of your machine? In the you go to the task manager again, okay, and you go to the performance tab and you will give them the metrics like, this is what the 21% CPU usage, 1.86 GB memory usage, okay, and everything explained by looking at this nice window, okay. Same thing somebody may ask you to like, showcase in the Linux, okay, somebody may ask you to see it in the Linux, okay. Top is a command to see the your load on your machine, okay. See here, uh, can you see the first line load here, okay, 0.30, 0.70, nothing, but actually there is not much load is there. When you see a proper load, it goes to 3.5, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 7.0 something, okay. So if that is the case, right, when you type a command in the terminal, it will take some time to give a response. So that much of load will be there when the memory and CPU everything utilized very well, okay. Right now this is a very lightweight VM and nothing is running over there, so that's the reason 0 is the load on it, okay. So not only that, you can also see which process is taking how much memory, how much shared memory, what is the CPU usage, what is the memory usage, everything you can find. Look at this, most of the time init will take the more thing because that's a boot process, which is the process taking more thing in this OS, especially because nothing else is running with a good amount of memory and all. So you can see CPU usage, memory usage, everything, and this is a live data, guys. Okay, it's not a static data. It will be flickering and fluctuating, and it will be keep changing it. Okay, so and you can find one more line over here. Okay, so this is called memory usage, overall memory usage. See, the below table talks about process wise memory, and this talks about the overall memory and overall CPU usage. Okay, so what is overall memory? It has almost 900 MB total memory. Among them, 880 is used, around 13 MB is free. Okay, if you want to convert into MB, that is in the kilobytes, you can convert it into MB. So that's what it will show you. Okay, so same memory data, right? You can fetch it with one more command called free minus m. Look at this. Total how much MB? 800 MB. 865 used, 13 is free. So this is how you can fetch even the memory data. Okay. Now somebody may ask you, could you please print your processor type, okay, etc proc proc something, some command was there, what is it, cat etc proc info, proc, okay, cat, yeah, it's a proc CPU info. Yeah, this is what the file which contains your processor type, okay, your what exactly your, see, mine is a Intel Core i5 processor, okay, one single processor and all. So if somebody may ask you this data, you can run this command proc info, okay, and somebody may ask you memory info. Memory info you can have it free minus m, but this is also one more command, mem info, okay. So what is the total memory, what is the free memory, what is buffer, what is cached, everything you can get it. Okay, so these are few good commands to fetch the system related data. Okay, what all the commands I explained now: top, free, okay, CPU info, mem info, okay. And somebody will ask you a question: which operating system you are using? Okay, uname. Uname is a command which will give you the type of. Mine is a Linux operating system. Okay, and if somebody may ask you what type of, I mean, type nothing but is it a 32-bit or 64-bit? Uname minus E or minus A. Okay, this will give you but which bit operating system. So i686, i386 is nothing but it is a 32-bit. Mine is a 32-bit operating system. Okay, in case if yours is a 64-bit, you can find x64 here. Okay, so with the help of uname minus here, you can find even your OS type. Okay, uname minus here. Okay, now so apart from this, I want to show you a few network commands, okay, which we will be using in your day-to-day life. Okay, what exactly are the network commands are? See, somebody may ask you a question. If you are running a software here, okay, see, we host Linux to host our applications. Okay, so we hosted a software called like Apache or Tomcat or WebLogic or JBoss, some software we hosted here. Okay, and if you are hosting some software and you are accessing that software from some other application, right? So it will definitely open a port. Okay, port is a socket connection to communicate to the external world. External world, nothing but other machine. So it will open a socket, okay, and a port. So somebody will ask a question, how do you see an open port in a given machine? Okay, same thing you can do even in the Windows even. Okay, so the same command net start is a command. Okay, with the help of this you can find the list of ports here. Can you see? See, it will show you the list of ports. In my machine 81, 135, 445, all these ports are open. Okay, similarly even in the Linux we have a command called net start minus -n. This will give you all the open ports. Okay, have a look at this. See, you open this terminal on one port. If you remember the putty session, right, in the beginning, look at this. I'll try to open one more session. On which port it is running? 22. Okay, so look at this. 22 will be somewhere it is open. Can you see 22 here? Okay, as the port is open, then only you are able to access this terminal. Otherwise, you cannot. Okay, so similarly, different process will open different ports, but make sure a single process will open only one port, and that port, if it is already running, any other process cannot open the same port. Okay, so whichever the operating system, Windows or Linux, whatever. Okay, so net start is a command to know the open ports. Okay, now instead of looking at this such a big output, I can say is 22 opened or not. See, you can see many lines with the 22, but look for the 22 unique character like this. Okay, because 122 is not a character one. Okay, and double two is not a character one. So if you want to get only the specific word, you can say -w. I don't think I mentioned this. -w is an option in the grep where it will fetch exactly 22. Okay, it's not combined like 122 or 2207 and all. Okay, so make use of this and you can get like, okay, if you see this 22 port is open. Now somebody may ask you, could you please check 25 port? Is it open? Yes, 25 is also open. 30 port, it's not open. Okay, so this is how you can verify the open ports. Netstart is a good command. We will be definitely using while we are debugging our application once we deploy into your servers. Okay, Netstart minus n. Next thing is, I wanted to know, okay, the port you checked it from the within the same machine. Okay, now I have a question. The port opened here, okay, but what happens in reality? This is one Linux machine. Okay, assume I have one more Linux. This command prompt is my another Linux machine. Okay, so I want to cross check, is this machine port accessible from here or not? Okay, because between two machines there is a network is there. Okay, that network is in your not in your hand. It is a network administrator's hand. So sometimes what happens in organizations, they don't open all the ports. Open all the ports, nothing but the network guys, okay, will be blocking certain ports in the network, so that even the port is open in your machine, okay, but the same port it cannot be accessed from some other machine. If you cannot access the port from some other machine, there is no point in opening the port. Okay, so to check whether the port is accessible from other machine or not, okay, so you make use of a command called telnet. Okay, telnet is a command which will check an open port in a remote machine. See, netstart is within the machine, but telnet is to check the port is open or not from some other machine, so that I'm checking even the network even. Okay, so in this network am I able to reach to that port or not? Okay, so look at this. I need to check port 22 on this machine. Okay, so you need to give an IP address for this, because you should identify the server, right, where exactly you're checking. 192.168.146.1. This is what my Linux IP is, and I'm checking 22 port. Enter. So if you could able to see some hanging screen like this, okay, then the port is absolutely open. There is no network blocking and all. Okay, and say quit. That's it. Okay, so this is how you verify the port. Now there is 30 port which is not there here. Okay, and look at this. It is not connecting. could not open a connection to the host. Nothing but the port is not open there, it cannot do the telnet. Okay, so telnet is a command which will really useful for you when you're debugging the application from the remote machines to check the ports on the remote servers. Okay, that's the telnet. Okay, and similarly there are a few more good commands. This is to check the ports and all. Okay, so there are some machine to machine file copying, file command execution commands out there like scp, SSH. Okay, these are two important commands will be quite frequently used between the Linux machine. Okay, so to work with these two commands, right, I need at least two Linux machines. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I have one Linux machine here, right? Yesterday we launched it. I have one more VM is there. This is also RHEL. Okay, I'm just starting this machine even. Okay, so that I can play around with between the two Linux machines. Now open another session in the putty to connect that machine. It is booting it up actually. It takes a couple of minutes. Let's let it restore.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, no issues. Okay guys, this machine is started now. Let me see the IP address of this machine. ifconfig. So it was 128 guys. Okay, so let's try to connect that machine. 128, 192.168.146.128. Okay, and this machine also having the same user root Red Hat. Okay, now guys, I have a file over here. Okay, this is what my original machine. This is my first machine. This is my second machine. Okay, now in my first machine, what I'm doing it. Can you see a file called hello.txt? Okay, or let's say all commands.txt. Okay, now I want to copy this file all commands.txt to the remote machine. To copy within the same machine, what is the command? cp to some abc directory. Okay, so if you copy to the remote machine, it will be scp nothing but secure copy. Now you only write an abc like this. Now you need to provide source, your file name, and destination will be the root, the username, and the IP address of the machine 168.146.128 colon, and the path where you want to copy. So look at this. I want to create a directory called B directory. Go into the B. So empty directory. So nothing is there. So into the root B I want to copy. Put that path here. Okay. Enter. Of course, it will ask you a password from this machine to that machine. Okay. Okay, it didn't ask the password. I know the reason because there is auto SSH enabled from this machine to that machine. I'll explain that concept later. Auto SSH and all. Okay, but actually it will ask you the password in your case. Okay, so now if you check it here, can you see all commands.txt appear here? So this is how you can copy a file from one Linux machine to other Linux machine. That's called SCP, guys. Okay, so that is for the single file copy. If I want to copy entire directory, now I want to copy this JC directory. Okay, so scp jc. Okay, yeah, jc and just enter. It will throw error. The reason it is jc is a directory. You remember copy command? Can you copy a directory just like this? You have to provide an option called -r. Similarly, even for scp, when you're copying a directory, just provide an -r option. That's it. It is copying all the data from this directory to the remote machine. Now you look at the B, you have a JC directory, and look at the JC, all the content. So it is copying entire thing from this machine to that machine. I'm just killing this, guys. It's having so much of data. So to kill the command, you do the Control-C. That's it. So that's called a SCP command. Okay. Now SSH. When it comes to SSH, right? See, you are copying a file from here to here, right? Okay, that's called SCP. Now somebody may ask you a question. Could you please find out, okay, what exactly the disk free space in this machine? Okay, you might be thinking you can log in there and you can run a df-h command, right? Okay, df-h command. Yes, I can log in, but I don't want to log in. Could you please run that command from here? Okay, so what do you mean by this? Is by sitting in this white screen command, executing a command on the remote machine. Okay, can be achieved with SSH. SSH is nothing but secure shell. So how do I execute that? So you make use of its username and IP address 192.168.146.128 and space. Now the input is going to be in single quotes the command what you want to run it. Okay, I wanted to run a command called df-h. Remember guys, this df-h command you are not running on your machine. You are running on the remote machine. Look at this. What is the usage there? 49%. Now you run the df-h command in your machine. Can you see the difference now? And you run the df-h. Can you see 49%? And this is matching, right? So you are running the command in the remote machine. So it's not about df-h. You can run any command here. Okay. See, I want to know the list of processes in the remote machine. You can do this. Okay. So this is called an SSH connection. SSH command. Right. So these are few network commands which we'll be using in our day-to-day life. Okay. And final thing is file permissions. Okay, so this is a final topic of the Linux. So what exactly file permissions is? So from the beginning of this session we are looking at the files and directories and all, and in yesterday's session I told you, like, if you see d nothing but directory hyphen nothing but the file. Okay, and somebody may ask you, could you please tell me what type of file permissions are there for your deployed OS? Okay, so these file permissions are divided into three groups, guys. Okay, so that groups represents these characters. Actually, I'll explain all these characters now. Okay, so it will be something like, first character is hyphen or whatever. It can be D or hyphen. Okay, and then 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so this is one group. Okay, and these three are one group, and these three are one group. Okay, so the first group is called author. Okay, or you can call it as the owner. Okay, and the second group you will be calling as a group, some group. Okay, it's not some group. Linux will be having groups even. Okay, and third one is called the others. Okay, so in Linux side, when you create a user, okay, see, if you look at this LL, when I say LL is shortcut of ls-l, this column, this second column represents the author, third column represents the group. When you create a user account without a group, the username and the group will be same always. Okay, but when you create a group, okay, for an account, you see the group name here. Okay, so that's called a group one. If there is a user, he is not part of the group. Okay, and he's individual one, and you call him as the other. Okay, and who did created the file. Okay, if you are creating a file, you call it as the author or owner. Okay, now there are three types of access are there. One is read, and another is the write, and another is the execute. Okay, read is represented with the R, write with W, and execute with X. And whatever you see it here, RWX and all, read, write, X only. Okay, now by looking at this chart, okay, if I fill this R, okay, and W, X, and everything hyphen, what do you mean by this is only the author is having the read, write, execute access, and group and others don't have any access. Okay, so similarly, by looking at this thing, you just tell me, like, what access is ABC is having for a user. Okay, user nothing but the author, so which is RWX. What do you mean by RWX is he is having the read, write, execute permission. Okay, now what access is there for the others? Others nothing but the last three characters. Okay, so they are having only read and execute access. Okay, so similarly for this all commands. Okay, now can you tell me what access is there for others here? Anyone guess? Others for this file?
Only read access.
Only read access. Okay,
Read
so,
only.
yeah, read only. How about the group?
Read only.
Okay, so I hope you can guess by looking at these things. Okay, what type of access he is having. Now my question here is, I wanted to provide an execute access to this all commands to the author. How do I provide it? Okay, so to provide an access, we make use of a command called chmod. Okay, you using chmod, you can assign an access to the particular user, group, or author. Okay, so to provide that access, right, you have to understand a simple mathematical calculation. Okay, so what exactly the calculation is? So the read is represented with 4 number, write is represented with the 2, and execute is represented with the 1. Okay, so if you wanted to provide an access to the file, okay, you have to fill 3 characters, okay, and the file name to run this command. Okay, the first character represents what access you want to provide. Okay, so look at this, he's already having a read, right, and you want to provide execute, right? So you need read write access to the user. So for that you add all of them. So what is, if you add 4 to 1, read write execute, what is the value? 7, right? So you fill 7 here. Okay, right? Now what access is there for group and others? You leave it as it is. What is a group? Read only, read only. So what is the read only value? 4. So you keep 4, and what is the others value? Keep 4. So try to run this command on the console. This will give you the execute access to the user and same access to others. chmod 744 all commands, right? Now you do the all commands. Can you see the author got the RWX and rest of the people only read only, read only. Okay. Now somebody asks you a question. No doubt I want to provide full access to everyone, you to others. It's pretty simple. Full access, nothing but you add all of them.
7.
Okay. Yeah, 7, 7, 7. That's it. Okay. Right, 7, 7, 7. Now you do the LL, full access to everyone. Okay. Now similarly, can you tell me one thing? So 4 nothing but read, 2 nothing but write, 1 nothing but execute. Okay, 7 nothing but full. Can you tell me what is 6?
Read and write.
Read and write. Okay. Now similarly, what is 5?
Read and execute.
Read and execute. See, it's a simple calculation that 5 nothing but, look at this, 4 plus 1 nothing but read and execute. 6 nothing but read and write, 4 plus 2. Okay, so you have a 1, 2. Okay, what is 3?
Write and execute.
Write and execute. Okay, because 2 plus 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 to 7, every number is having a access type. Okay, so this is how we provide the access to the files and directories. But if you clearly observe, now LL, okay, I have some files here. So where is the file? Something. Okay, WS. WS is a, okay. So WS is having what access? The user is having RWX. Okay. Now go into the WS folder. Okay. So look at this, and here slave.jar, some high, different access are there. Okay. Now come back to the home. ls minus LTR. Where is WS? Okay, alright. So this WS, I want to provide full access, 777. Okay, WS. Now WS is having the full access, guys. Okay. Now if you go into the WS, right, the full access is not there for inside the files. Okay. So the access has been given only on the directory level, not to the content. So if you wanted to give an access even to the content, it's a simple thing, guys. The chmod command, you need to provide an option called -r, recursively provide an access to even to the sub content, sub files even. Okay. Now you go into the WS, try to run. Can you see everybody is having the full access now? So -r is an option to provide recursive access. chmod -r 77file.txt to give recursive full access to a directory. Okay. So that's about the chmod command. So with this, right, okay, the very basic things, at the same time few day-to-day life usage commands, everything we have gone through the Linux. Okay, if you could able to, like, go through with all these commands and perform some use cases. Okay, see, learning the commands is easy. Even you can go to the Google, I can search for some good materials, you can download and read it. But the thing is, you're actually learning all these things by performing some hands-on. Okay, you have to do some exercises. Okay, at the same time you find some use cases and try to solve it. So then you're learning much better. Okay, so this session is only to give a kind of a brief overview of all these things. Okay, in case we don't find it any time. Right now, by taking this as a help, okay, you let's just get into the, like, some exercises. Okay, go to the Google, find some one-liners. Okay, try to explore them, run it. Okay, even my documentation itself, you have almost 40 to 45 exercises out there. If you could able to, like, perform them, that is more than enough for right now. Okay, so please work on them. This is most important for every configuration or a build and deployment engineer, because this is a mandatory skill set. Linux operating system, very bare minimum basic. Okay, if you don't know this, it's tough to, like, work on any other tools, because all open source products, most of the people host it on the Linux operating system. Okay, so that's the reason I trained first Linux, then I proceed with my subject.